So if I could try to bring you guys back real quick, what are some potholes that you guys were talking about as a group? Or are the performance tasks working perfectly well here in Wyoming and we can just skip this whole section and just go home?
It takes so much time.
Time?
They take so much time. And we were saying if they don't have the fundamentals behind it too, it's even more.
So they struggle. So if the kids don't have the fundamentals behind it, then it takes even longer than it should.
Well, even just the multi-step process, I mean, even we were talking even as adults, you see something a task so overwhelming, at least for me, and I'm instantly like, I can't do that. When we give our kids a math worksheet, it's okay if there's numbers, but the minute it's explain your answer, I don't get this one. They're not even willing to read the question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let alone an entire performance task.
Are we just gonna eliminate our ELL people right off the bat?
Right.
Yeah. Because of language issues.
The amount of language and vocabulary and reading involved just to do one of those math tasks is overwhelming.
Is hard, yeah. So they won't engage in it. Maybe even if they did engage in it, that the language of the tasks is hard. For sure, yeah.
Sometimes we feel like there are not enough adults in the room to tackle this successfully.
Yes. So one of the things we're going to do today is start to brainstorm possible ideas around that. Like, how do we navigate some of those issues that you guys just brought up? And putting a 13-page performance task in front of kids on that first day is certainly going to go bad if that's the first time that they've ever seen that. So how do we build up to that in our classrooms? So thank you guys for highlighting that. Anything else that you guys were bumping into? Yeah.
Well, I think in our modern world, obviously technology is hugely involved in performance tasks, and we don't have enough of it. We're trying to finagle and,
Yeah. So where technology we know is going to be a component of the tasks that they do, if you kind of are at a deficit of that within your building, then that's an additional barrier, for sure.
We probably have more than a lot of buildings, but it's still tricky.
It's still tricky, yeah.
It's kind of hard sometimes to even get a day of lab time to do that, but
Yeah.
you got to really plan ahead with it.
Yeah.
I think even schedule those in the summer if you can,
Right. Oh, wow.
and just
Yeah.
get dates. Seriously, with us, it's like,
Oh, I believe it.
let's get 3 days here, let's get 3 days there. And this week, I was looking and I said on my phone, to my co-teacher, I said, Jen, we got 3 days in the lab this week. What? I said, hey, let's use it.
Yeah.
So we decided to try to make a performance task to fit the days that it was so hard to get, and we had forgot we scheduled.
That's
them in
great.
September, so-
Yeah.
Or even in our district, attendance is an issue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The kids aren't there for the
To sustain it for a 2 or 3 day work period.
explanation, then you're like
Right.
someplace else, and then you have somebody who just came in and you just.
Yeah. So attendance is an issue, but I think you even highlighted an important part too. Like, it takes a lot of time for kids to complete the task. I think when I think about it, if I were still in the classroom, I would think about the planning that I would need to do to get that all pulled together, just to think about all the things, all the roadblocks that are going to be there, and how do I scaffold that. I think it would take more planning, much more planning than a typical just day of instruction, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
So, okay, so it's good that we highlight all the problems, and there's not a solution slide coming, but we'll do the best that we can.